CEO of Nar Trades, and this is where I go over my past plays as well as how they did and talk about what I personally find interesting in the market and what I want to play for the following week, depending on how they move. Now, in my last videos, you can see here I talked about INTC, Trex, and Zoom. So obviously, 2 out of 3 of these were money makers. For the most part, going up and coming down, and they all had, really big movements. So if we want to just hop into how INTC played, now it had some nice movements from when I originally started talking about it last week. You can see that it did have a run up, and it continued to run up. And I noticed that whenever it wanted to hit any of my high, it kind of got rejected, and it played in between the 2 points that I was speaking about in the last video before breaking it. Now, this definitely made me and my members a whole lot of money from when I bought a contract expiring on September 11th for $60 2 days later, which is, I think I bought it around here. And 2 days later, it ended up going up to $202. And as it came down, it did hit my stop loss, selling my contracts. But that's fine. I took my profit. Green is green. I don't like to be greedy when it comes to the market, As well as I made some money for me and my members, that's all that I like to do. So I still will be playing this because, like I said before, I wanted to fill this gap right here. So if I could just show you guys, I just want to shade the area that I want to fill from here to here. So once I see the stock break this range, it should shoot up and sort of get rejected around here, and that's when I would sell out or change my stop loss. So that being said, let's talk about Zoom. Now, Zoom had a crazy return, one of the biggest plays in history for me, at least. From $300 on the stock to $450. That's a $150 move on the stock. We had an option that was $123, ended up being sold for $4,770, giving us a 4,000% return. Now, I don't like to play puts, and I do see that the stock was coming down. So I was just waiting for it to consolidate, and maybe it's going to run back up. So we're just going to have to wait and see. So those were the 2 plays that gave me a whole lot of money, and I threw them on YouTube. I mean, if you just watched the videos and you played them, then you'd have 10 times the amount of money that you had. And that was just free information that anybody could have had. But hey, Now, let's move on to Trex. Now, like I said, they were having a stock split, and it just didn't make any good movements for me. I know I seen it run up, and after I called it out, it started to kind of get rejected, and it hit the support level. Right, I'm still watching its movements because I know that, sooner or later, it should give me what I want. And I see it's on the 200-day support, so it would be a very nice time to get in right now and watch its movements back up, whether it wants to consolidate its price, considering it's really oversold, right? So that's when you'd like to buy something because it's basically giving it to you for a discount. So I want to catch it before it runs up, make some quick cash. And you know what else gives you quick cash? You know it. I like to send my new members off to Webull and Robinhood. Now, if I could show you, Robinhood gives you 1, and Webull gives you 2 free stocks, and a third if you deposit $100 or more into your account. So that being said, it's a jump start to your portfolio. So if you're not willing to make free money, then you're not willing to make money at all. So if you are interested in joining my Discord, where we do live chats from 9:30 in the morning to 4 p.m., throw signals, day trade, swings, all kinds of signals for stocks too. If you want to just, get your foot in there, we do it for penny stocks also. And if that's not enough, I give you learning guides so you can just take your sweet time on your free time and learn what you need to do. So I want to look at Peloton now. From a general perspective here, I know that Peloton has had a run up. Peloton has had a crazy run up. I bought two different contracts, both $90 calls, one for $123 to $305. And then I bought another contract expiring for $911 at approximately, I bought it for $530 and I ended up selling it for $983, giving me 85% return on that contract. So, right now it closed at around $80, took a little dip below the end of the week. So before I want to get into the technicals, I want to talk about the fundamentals of Peloton, right? So Peloton is basically the Apple of fitness equipment, founded in 2002, where they make treadmills, they make bikes that are stationary, weights, bands. Also, they have monthly subscriptions for live fitness streams. I mean, that's pretty innovative. Monthly subscriptions along with their consumers buying their products. What's better than that? So, around this time with the pandemic, people are choosing to work out at home. So obviously their stock has surged. Now, the technicals. Peloton is a relatively new company and it's heading in a very good direction. During this pandemic, gyms are closed. People want to work out. What are they going to do? They're going to buy some in-home gym equipment, right? So here I see a slight megaphone formation, meaning, it's getting bigger and bigger and more volatile that the further we go out. And this means that we see a steady increase with the stock. And although we've seen a little pullback here, I want to watch it get out of this zone before I play it a little more. But what are the bears saying, right? The bears are saying, oh, it's overly priced and their gear is unfashioned, but they do have some new gear coming out with Lululemon, which is also coming out with earnings this week. And I'm looking into place. So if we could just go into that, take a little transition. Also, let me just show you the Peloton website, which I feel is really nice. If you guys don't know what Peloton is, they have bikes, they have treadmills, they have apps, accessories, apparel. They have all you really need to work out, whether it's the weights, the clothes, the gym mats, anything you need, it's all there. So now let's move on to Lulu. Lulu has continuous growth. They have good finances, and their clothes are acceptable in this culture. They have really comfortable for whoever wants to play basketball, whoever wants to go to the gym, or whoever just wants to chill comfortably. And look, these designs are really nice. People want to buy these. Anyway, so fundamentals are saying it's a go. But how about the technicals? It has been trading fairly. I would say it's been trading fairly. Although we're living during a pandemic right now. The 180 simple moving average was recently approached, meaning it could give us a little discount here, and it means that it came up for a little momentum dip. So it should pick right back up onto the trend line like we've seen here. It bounced right off of a support level, picked up, and now it's using the trend line support as the resistance. So we might see a little play bounce back through here and there before we see it come back up to the original trend line. So obviously we do see a squeeze on the average trend line, if you guys can just see that. And whatever it did here, I guess the stock it was really oversold to the point where it didn't have enough volume to push it further, and it just sunk. But a lot of stocks sunk recently. Now, on their last earnings report, right around here, did take a little hit, but it did hold support after, and it just kind of moved sideways and picked itself back up and consolidated. But I do see its strong bullish movements. These movements right here are very strong bullish movements. If you see a stock move at this angle, you know that it's moving strongly and it's not really just moving due to a certain pop or a pump. And I don't know if I want to play it now, but I do want it to prove itself to me and break this moving support trend line. So I just want to give a little background about Lulu. They specialized in comfortable athletic wear. They were founded in 1998. This company had serious growth recently since 1998. They didn't really grow much back then. But yes, they did take a hit last quarter, like I said. What the bulls are saying, that they are in the top 300. They are the number one store. Lululemon is the number one store in the United States with the highest sales per square foot of any United States apparel retailer. What does that mean? That means they are making crazy sales more than any apparel retailer. You're competing against Nike. You're competing against Adidas. That they have a really high sale per square foot. That's how you know that, this company has a lot under its sleeve. They're going into footwear and hygiene products, but then again, they are competing against Nike and Adidas there too. So do you really think that they're going to go up? Well, with these earnings coming out and this big dip, I want it to prove itself to me. So for Peloton and Lulu, if they both break back onto my trend line, so if I just want to create the alerts that I would tell you that I would personally want to take a look at, I would create an alert around 380. And for Peloton, I want Peloton to break, I would say $84, $85 before I plan on jumping in. And this is important range. See, if I see it trading in a sideways motion from here, I don't want to play this stock anymore. But if it does break this range, like I said, with earnings, Lulu and Peloton should definitely soar. So you heard it here first. If you have any questions, any videos, anything you want me to explain, put it in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and you have a blessed